Hey, what's up guys? This week we're comparing the Glideride versus the Novablast. What's up guys, and welcome back to Fordy Runs. Now if this is your first time at Fordy Runs, I want you to smash that pink button down there that says subscribe on it. Go over to our Facebook page and join the Fordy Runs running community and check out the description. There's loads of cool things down there. Right, like I said in the opening, this week we're going to be testing my favourite Asics shoe of all time versus the Asics Novablast. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, so the Asics Novablast. Now if you've not seen the video already I've done on this shoe, check it out. I've also done a comparison shoe versus the Evo Ride. I'd recommend you checking that out as well. But just to go back over some of the stats of this shoe is quite a high stack height at the back. It's got a 31mm stack height on the shoe at the back. You've got a 10mm drop from heel to toe. You've got the Flight Foam Blast midsole, which is new from Asics. This shoe is weighing in at just over 10 ounces for a UK 9.5, and they fit for me a little bit on the bigger side. I wouldn't say it's too big, but it's just they are a little bit bigger for me. And this shoe comes with this jacquard mesh upper, which is pretty awesome. You've got elements of structure here, but they don't really do anything. The shoe is traditional-ish. You've got a little bit of padding around there and a sort of traditional tongue. It's not like a gusseted tongue or anything like that, and the lacing is as you'd expect. And by the way, I think that looks awesome. The Glideride, which this is the second pair of shoes that I'm now onto of the Glideride. And again, I've done videos on the Glideride versus the Evo Ride and stuff like that. So this shoe has got a 5mm drop on it. It is on the heavy side, it's 11.3 ounces. You've got the guide sole technology in the sole, which is an improved cushioning, which reduces muscle load at the foot strike. It does this with a combination of the Flight Foam technology and the gel technology as well. You've got the stiff forefoot and dynamically curved sole, which increase apparently the running efficiency by reducing the movement of the ankle, which makes sense to me because then obviously that distorts everything else and makes everything else work harder and all that sort of stuff. So it's all about improving efficiency in your running style. Again, this has got quite a high stack height. I think it's about 30 something mil as well. So again, very similar sort of stack heights. What's the best way to compare them? So see that? So there's not much between them, is there? Both neutral running shoes. This is more of a long run shoe, I would say. They're both you can use as daily trainers, but this is more suited for your longer runs. This is more of a daily trainer and more about cushioning and making you feel comfortable and sort of taking it easy on your feet while you're out there. And as I say, this is more about running efficiency and making those longer runs, you know, the fact that you're using less energy. That's what I tried to say. This shoe as well has got, like this one, has got a, you know, a padded-ish heel area, traditional tongue, traditional lacing, elements of stability, but it's obviously got a heel counter as well, which does improve stability at the back on here. This has got an element of it as well, but this is more noticeable, the heel counter on there. So where do we start? Well, firstly, if you've not seen the video on the Asics, I find this Asics Novablast unfortunately a little bit too unstable for me. I wouldn't say it's necessarily to do with the stack height. I think it's more to do with the foam, because like I said, the two have high stack heights, and I'll come on to the Glideride in a second. But this Flight Foam Blast is very, very soft. It's there, you know, to make it a nice cushions ride as you're going along, to take some energy, give it back to you, but also make it, you know, relatively easy on your legs and give you what you need while you're out there as you go further into your run. You can do different speeds and that sort of stuff. You know, it's designed to do sort of up-tempo runs and longer runs. But for me, I just find it too unstable, and I've been reduced to using the shoe for sort of 5 to 10k. Just really stuck it in my rotation. I should have checked really before I bought them, because what I found is that I take them over 10k, I just find that this instability on it starts to hurt the inside of my legs a little bit. So if I'm using these too much, I can kind of feel it. And I think obviously I've got a really bad running style, guys. I lazy pronate when I'm tired or when I'm just starting on my runs, and that causes me issues. And the Flight Foam Blast is just that little bit too soft, Now that's not to say that you're going to have a problem with it, right? Because you may prefer a softer ride. You might get on better with a softer feel shoe, you know, so just bear that in mind. And like I say all the time, you've got to get your gait analysed and you've got to get properly fit for your shoes, especially if you are training for like a marathon or a half marathon. It really is important. Now these bad boys, oh man, I love this shoe. This shoe it just suits me down to the ground. As a heel striker, the technology on this, it's just making my whole transition, my whole form as I'm running along, just feels awesome. It's just effortless. And even though this shoe is like 11.3 ounces versus like, let's say 10 ounces, argument's sake, you don't notice the weight difference in the two. And they've really done a great job of balancing the weight out on this shoe. So, you know, you are coming down and rolling through and you don't feel the weight, even over like, and I've worn these in marathons, and you don't feel like the weight even at the end of the run. It's nice and stable. And it just feels really nice. And as I said, you don't notice the stack height on this shoe, where this, for me, I do, but that's probably because it's soft. But the overall feel of the shoe, it just feels great. And if I was, you know, if I only had £100 and I could buy one of these two shoes, I'd go for the Glideride every single day of the week. The outsoles are very different. Obviously, you've got the guide sole on here, which is all that bit. And then you've got this sort of element where they've carved out some of the weight and they're trying to provide a wider sort of traction area around there to give you some traction while you're out there. But yeah, for me, the two outsoles, this is slightly better. I would say this probably performs a bit better in the wet, but that's not to take anything away from this, because as I said, I've run these down the canals. The old red pair I had, which they're now brown, I've run these down the canals. I've not had any slipping and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I say, if you had to put a gun to my head, I only had £100 to spend, I would buy the Glideride every single day of the week. But that's only because this doesn't suit my running style. So I would say, if you are eyeing up this shoe, definitely either try it out on, sorry, I've got an itchy nose, on Asics 90-day thing that you can sign up for, or more importantly, I know it's difficult at the moment, but go and get yourself fitted and see if it actually suits you and does work, because you've got to be careful that you don't start collapsing on the inside, which a lot of people do, which is down to bad running form. But yeah, so just bear that in mind, I would say. But yeah, so for me, all day long, it's the Glideride. That's worth a look, but please get yourself checked.